What conspiracy theory do you completely believe is true? A lot of rich people help terrorism and movements to destabilize a nation or a region, to make money from its resources or people. Bill didn't cheat on Hillary. They have an open marriage where they can do what they want whilst traveling around for work. Reason for the infidelity lie. It's easier for the American population to accept a president making a mistake infidelity than to accept a swinging president/first lady. I remember when conspiracy theories were confined to obscure, late-night radio shows like Art Bell. They were interesting and fun, but never really intersected with real life too much. Since 9/11 and the rise of social media, there are conspiracy theories about everything, and they are having an increasing influence on politics' everyday life. In fact, a lot of them are actively promoted to have just such an effect. In my home city, in the UK, a heroin dealer was convicted of lacing his product with poison and causing the deaths of homeless people. In court he claimed that the local council paid him off to get rid of some of the homeless people in that way. His defense was, why would I kill my customers? I have met one person that worked with the council and believes the story to be true, and years later I met some people that had worked with a homeless charity at the time. They claimed they knew it was the case, but there was nothing they could do to prove it, expose it. That Britney Spears is either being held hostage or otherwise in a very compromised situation. Something is going on with Bryan Singer. He's been accused of sexual assault multiple times in the past few decades, but nothing ever came of it. Guy was hosting parties with young men, potentially underage boys, and people like Kevin Spacey, and has been accused of molesting children. I'm not one for conspiracies, but he clearly has friends in high places that went to these parties and keep giving him work and burying the allegations when they come up, or he has dirt on them. Seems like more people are finally talking about how shitty he is, but I never understood why these stories didn't get more attention. This one pertains to my university, but some people may have the same experiences with this. So students who choose my university send applications in by December. The entire COVID shutdown happens in March, around the same time university acceptances are starting to be sent out. Each first year student has guaranteed residence. Everyone is wondering what the new teaching model will be, and it's announced that it's mixed 30% in person, 70% online. At this point, if you're in first year and all your courses are online, why pay for residence? You can do class online. But the university sees these discussions and know they'll lose a lot of money if they don't have students in residence. So what is announced? Almost every first year has at least one person class, meaning they have to be on campus, meaning they have to live in residence. IDK if this makes sense to anyone, but I thought it was interesting. Just a casual fan of this one, but that Christopher Walken knows whether Natalie Wood's death was an accident or not. Disney absolutely believed that Hillary Clinton was going to win the 2016 election, so they started building her animatronic for the Hall of Presidents well in advance, and after Trump pulled off a victory, instead of starting from scratch they just kinda made a couple half-assed adjustments to the Hillary model and put it up on stage. Edit. Thanks for all the awards. I know I'm not the first person to ever notice this, or even the first to post about it on Reddit, but I'm glad I was able to introduce it to so many people. Everyone I tell about this tells me I'm overreacting, and it's just a conspiracy. But I strongly believe large companies who use eco-friendly products around customers only do it to make themselves look good, and to make the customer feel like pollution is their fault when they use, for example, plastic straws. When in reality using eco-friendly straws barely dents the amount of pollution the company itself makes behind the scenes. I'm in the Navy and we change uniforms a lot compared to other branches. There's a conspiracy theory that there's a rear admiral whose wife has stocks in the company that makes our uniform. I just randomly heard someone talking about it. I have zero evidence that it's true, but I 100% believe it. Edit. Told this to Mike Walker, who added to the conspiracy cause. He said the people who sell our uniforms is run by a rear admiral. The plot thickens. Edit 2. Apparently there's more people saying there's more to the conspiracy, so if you see this be sure to head into the replies and give them some upvotes. This kinda blew up and you guys rock. College board isn't non-profit. Fort Knox has no gold in it. Shelly Miscavige is either dead or being held prisoner by the Church of Scientology. J. Edgar Hoover had ties to the mob and gave preferential treatment to certain crime families/organizations while crushing others. Also, his stranglehold on American intelligence made him a figure presidents feared. That Mexican drug cartels continue to exist because they do the government's dirty work without implicating the government. Edit. Ed Calderon interviews and Marcus paint a fairly accurate picture. Los Narcos Gringos, Spanish video by Jesus Esquivel illustrates the extent of US involvement and how the cartel exploits racial tensions in the US to ensure attention from authorities is focused elsewhere. It's worth watching. Conspiracy theories seem to pale in their outlandishness when compared to actual history. All that stupid stuff shared on Facebook is just a way for people to mine your information for forgotten passwords, resets and stuff. Things like, bet no one remembers the street they grew up on. I'll wait. Or, what would your name be if you took your mom's name instead of your dad's D? Editing to add instead of replying to everyone. Thank you guys for making me feel so much less paranoid. None of my friends agreed with me that that's what those posts were for and made me feel like a paranoid nutcase for even suggesting it. I'm glad to know me being overly cautious and ignoring them makes sense to others. The Big Mac has gotten smaller, so McDonald's saves some money. I dunno, but I swear the Big Mac used to be bigger. Or maybe I'm just fatter. Britney is the highest profile Disney rape victim we might probably ever know about. Her mental breaks were the result of sexual and physical abuse from her handlers, her parents, and people she worked with at Disney. The conservatorship she's been trying to get lifted is one designed to keep her silent, because the momentum of the #MeToo movement as well as the high-profile cases against Hollywood folks will result in a huge financial hit to Disney. If we hear that Britney couldn't take it anymore and killed herself, it's most likely the result of everyone in her life trying to control and manipulate her, and they will likely kill her under guise of suicide. Not a specific theory, but I have no doubt that the majority of leaks for the entertainment industry, video games, movies, TV, etc., are completely purposeful and meant to gauge general opinions before official announcements. Edit. Spelling. Thanks for my first ever awards. Maybe not Tupac, but at least one celebrity has faked their death and is still out there. Nintendo isn't accidentally leaking source codes. They want to see how much interest their flagship franchises get, and from there they decide which games to push. Pokemon Gold version's lost beta/demo from Spaso World 97 is found, and people lose their minds. Huge push for Pokemon, and stoking the flames of the rumored, now confirmed, Pokemon Diamond/Pearl/Platinum remakes. Super Mario 64 gets the iceberg and the source code leaked. People lose their damn minds. Suddenly they're releasing Super Mario 3D All-Stars with Super Mario 64 on it. Well, the government is listening to everyone's phone calls, and reading our emails was once considered a conspiracy theory, and we all know how that turned out. This is the smallest conspiracy ever, but, you know how, when you pull a tissue out of a box, there's this dust that comes out from the tissue when it scrapes the perforated edge? I swear it's *DESIGNED* like that, so that the dust makes you *SNEEZE*. And then suddenly you need more tissues. Rise up against big tissue. A lot of entertainment companies are money laundering fronts. The Department of Transportation bought way too many orange barrels, so most of them have to be stored on highways. That Area 51 is heavily involved with unidentified flying objects. The only difference being that said unidentified flying objects have been designed, built and tested by the United States Air Force. Edit. To the 324 editors who have pointed out that this isn't a conspiracy. Thank you. I still to this day believe that for every sock that goes missing in your dryer it turns into a Tupperware lid in your cabinet that fits nothing. I have seen no evidence to disprove this. I was on the fence about this one until I watched The Last Narc, but now I absolutely believe the theory about the CIA being responsible for the death of the agent Kiki Camarena. His death in 1985 helped spark the war on drugs because he was allegedly murdered by Mexican drug traffickers in the DFS, which was a largely corrupt police force at the time. However, some people think the CIA actually murdered him, or at least helped the drug cartel kidnap him. There are multiple witnesses who were there during his murder who place a CIA agent there. The motive would have been because Agent Camarena was close to uncovering the Iran-Contra affair, or something similar involving the CIA using drug money to fund arms sales. The evidence presented in the doc is pretty damning, and I was fully expecting someone to have discredited the witnesses, or called out shoddy research or something, after it came out, because it's just so wild, but so far everything presented seems on the up and up.